This is Appalling News, your most trusted source for fake, real news. I'm Paul Chatto. The big news, and by that we mean really big news, is this dumb young thing who tips the scales at almost 500 pounds, who was refused entry by a Lyft driver into his car because he said she wouldn't fit.
The 29-year-old Detroiter was headed to a Lions watch party, only she never got there.
So you telling me I can't get in the Lyft because I can't fit in your car?
Yeah, you need to order a bigger car.
What makes you think I can't fit in the car?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
The driver told her she needed to request an XL car.
Rapper Dejua Blanding, popularly known as Dank DeMoss, has sparked a social media uproar after filing a lawsuit against Lyft. In her videos and interviews, DeMoss blames everyone but herself, including that triple helping of cheesecake, for her predicament. Perhaps the Lyft driver was afraid that she was going to eat him. We don't know. There are many overweight people, especially in America, but there is a tipping point where a car will actually tip. However, the driver could be heard saying that she wouldn't fit in his car. That's not weight discrimination, that's dimensional discrimination for which there is no law to the best of our knowledge. There is also the issue that all passengers must wear seatbelts. Would the seatbelts have had enough material to be able to circumnavigate her? The driver clearly recommended that she order an Uber XL or a troop transport. While Lyft has not responded to the lawsuit, perhaps they need to add a disclaimer regarding passengers that generate their own gravity. But Lyft's best defense will be, if the car don't fit, you must acquit. The good news for this talentless rapper, she is definitely getting her 15 miles of fame. Jetting to the ass end of our planet, we find our sister remnant of the British Empire, Australia, competing with Canada for the race to the bottom. The Queensland University of Technology, which is an oxymoron with emphasis on moron, recently held an anti-racism conference which featured a racist presentation against Jews called Dutton's Jew. Peter Dutton is the leader of the opposition party in Australia, and the lefties are doing their best to make sure Dutton doesn't win the next election. So why not include partisan politics in a neutral university-sponsored anti-racism conference? Bravo, we say. The vice-chancellor of QUT said the university was deeply committed to cultural diversity and anti-racism, because nothing says anti-racism more than blaming Jews for everything. Back here in the home of the Gulf of America, President Trump's Bring Back Sanity tour continues as the dog is finally wagging the tail. The repercussions of the White House's only male and female gender policy continues to cause havoc, primarily affecting TikTokers with septum rings. But it's also affecting, according to this headline, transgender inmates panic as Donald Trump's executive order sends them packing to men's prisons. According to the Daily Mail, hundreds of transgender federal prisoners are living in fear after a roundup that will send them packing to men's lockups. Now, lawyers are desperately trying to find a way to fight the order, saying the prisoners will have a target on their backs as they move in with hardened male inmates. Attorney Meltzer Cohen said she fears there would be a bloodbath if her client and other trans inmates are forced into male prisons. Meltzer Cohen, who represents the very genteel Donna Langen, a transgender woman who underwent a sex change in federal prison, she is serving a life sentence for bank robbery as a member of the neo-Nazi Aryan Republican Army. Born Peter Kevin Langen, was convicted to life in prison plus 35 years for robbing 2 banks using firearms and possessing a destructive device, assaulting federal officers, and further firearm charges according to Ohio federal court documents. Apparently, Langan knew by the time she was 4 years old, she had been misidentified as a boy, and Langan's entire life has been shaped by the agonizing tension between the immutability of her gender identity and the often life or death danger of publicly living with her truth. Which, of course, often results in joining a neo-Nazi group, robbing banks, and threatening federal officers. Who knew? We are not certain who is going to be more afraid of whom back at Langan's all-male Hooskow. But as we always say here at Appalling News, men make the best women. This is Appalling News, and that's the way it is.